Welcome to Gamer Talk. My name is Logan. I'm here with Tim and Ralph and Freddie. And you may notice that we're all dressed exactly the same as in the previous Gamer Talks. That's because we don't go anywhere or do anything. We always dress in the same clothing day after day. Open world games versus modules and stuff. To give a little bit of stuff on that, whenever I've been in other groups, I have never before in my life, because I've played with a lot of people since the fucking 70s and shit. I have never before been in an open world campaign.
I think that's a new concept because of video games.
Mm-hmm.
Sandbox.
All of you guys have had a recent experience that I'm aware of playing in an open world game. My question is, good things, bad things about the sandbox thing as compared to standard module or standard adventure. Tim, go.
Right. So for good things, bad things. Good things.
Don't play with the pages, whoever's doing that. Good things.
It opens tons of creativity for the game master, tons of opportunities to catch the players off guard, go to a new area, discover something completely wild that they didn't expect. Awesome. The other way, the benefit of having your set little world where this is it, this is all there is, there's no wander off and explore, is that you can feel potentially more accomplished in the time you spend. Meaning rewarding. It feels more rewarding when you're like, we went from point A to B to C and killed the monster, or we found the thing that's missing. So, and especially nowadays when game sessions are limited to, Jesus, the average person, what are they doing, like 4 hours a week? No, that's not, I've been to a doctor's office longer than that, right? Like, that's not gaming. So, like, in short little snippets of time, in the D&D world especially, they have, the leagues, all the leagues. You go to any hobby store, jump into a league, and it's like a 2-hour session. Bam, you're at the door of the place you need to be. Everybody goes in, everybody kills things, everybody looks for things, everybody gets to the end. Ta-da! Everybody's happy, everybody gets what they want, everybody feels accomplished, and goes the fuck home. But in an open world setting, your characters can build in directions outside of just, all right, where's the lead to point C? Oh, there it is. Like, you're not a cow, you're not sheep in the open world scenario. You're actually more of an adventurer at that point.
Ralph.
I definitely prefer open world, sandbox, and that's what I always try to present to my characters, my players. But I do believe in having some structure, and what I would do is I'll have the structure start out easy and become more difficult to the point of they cannot achieve this. This way, they can go, they can present themselves, they can start to tackle the problem, and if they're smart, they'll realize, hey, over our head, they can pull back, give them a nice starting town, something like that, to originate from and grow from, and then maybe they'll go tackle something else, and I'll sprinkle things from one hard point, if you will, to another. So they might have to go achieve B before A in order to get to D. And that, like I said, I'm very big about personal interest. So I'll either give them a personal interest in the town or in the setting, but I have it so they can achieve those goals and then choose to expand and go beyond their starting borders and explore the rest of the world if they choose. And usually I've had great luck with that with players, and they're not like, we go 4,000 miles that direction.
Yeah.
All right. You know what I mean?
Hey.
All right.
You end up back here.
But again, it's up to the players. I think the players have to own up some responsibility and be like, we're going to have a slight invested interest to start. A common goal, a common something.
That you hit on an excellent point there, because most of the failure stories I've read about with open worlds are because the players all go, all right, open world, scatter.
Yeah.
Freddie.
In contrast to what Tim said, I think that sandboxes are actually more rewarding when you accomplish a task because generally in a sandbox you have so much freedom of creativity that when you solve a problem, you go, I came up with that solution. Not because it was part of the module and this is how you do it, but because I came up with some clever plan, mix this with that. You have this sense of personal kind of pride almost that you solved a problem that wasn't necessarily meant to be solved this way, but was certainly possible. So that's, for me, sandboxes are a giant puzzle with an unlimited number of pieces, whereas a module is more like you have 5 pieces. This is what you can do. Figure it out. It's a bit more limiting, which is okay. It's a bit easier, so to speak. But
Yeah.
I prefer sandboxes.
I agree with you on I agree with you on preferring the sandbox. I just think for the general masses, the reason leagues exist and they're popular because they get their little tiny stint of being a hero in an hour. Yay, I solved something.
Yeah.
But like,
Oh,
if you want really to
fine.
feel giant accomplishment and invest serious amounts of time, yeah, I'm with you, Freddie. The open world is the way to go.
Yeah, modules are basically play this for a few sessions, done, go do something else. Sandbox, serious commitment.
Yeah.
Do you have an opinion on that? On what Freddie said, Ralph?
I do. And open world, I found that most players that I've run for get more satisfaction out of character recognition. Hey, the mayor comes personally and thanks you.
Right.
All of a sudden, you start doing a couple more things. The Baron has summoned you. Next thing you know, the Duke. Obviously, you got a whole entourage. Kingsguard comes to come swoop you up to take you to the capital because that first adventure you did as that first level of people and you killed those goblins in that one little hamlet, that happened to be the birthplace of the king.
Right.
And all of a sudden, he's like, I've heard of your great deeds. To me, that's better than a +3 sword and
Yeah. For my opinion, before we wrap this, god damn, 9 minutes goes quick. I think that I agree with you guys on the good things of the open world. The bad thing that I found from experience of GMing it is a lot of times it's the same problem that players have with a system like this as opposed to D&D, where there's no classes, there's no levels. You can literally take any skill that you want. It's like the Homer Simpson thing where he was on the space shuttle and he broke open the ants container and they're like, freedom, horrible freedom. A lot of times I find that people get very frustrated with the open world, and sometimes because my campaign, I think everybody agree, is hard. It's complicated. There's notes that if you don't take notes and you won't know what's going on, and if you don't read the boards and stuff, you don't know what's going on because there's 20 or more people all working at different stuff and all that. And so this level of complexity isn't in a lot of games where, like Freddie said, they've got smaller puzzle pieces. But for me, it's like if it's not, I don't want GM simple shit. I don't want to be like, okay, it's another hallway. And Tim's like, I'm going to check the floor for traps, and Ralph will check the walls for secret doors. You can almost get robots to do that shit. I want people to go, if we go to this zone and get this thing, and we go over to this whole other dimension and get this thing, then we combine it up. Like Freddie said, we've come up with this fucking intricate thing, and make it work somehow. I like that kind of complexity and stuff, but for a lot of players, they're not into it.
Time.
Yep. And thank you very much for joining us for another Gamer Talk. We've been joined here by Tim, Ralph, and Freddie. My name's Logan. Thanks for joining us.